There's a hero. If you look inside your heart, you don't have to be afraid of what you are. Dreams are hard to follow. Tearing away. I will travel across I'll audition every day and claim my rightful one. Come with me, the time is right. There's no better day. Arm in arm, we'll win the fight. It's always been our dream. BFA, gotta book 'em all. BFA, oh, we're on the attack. Together next month. BFA, gotta book 'em all. Our technical pull-ups do. Nothing new. BFA, gotta book 'em all. Gotta book 'em all. BFA.
Wow, I didn't expect you all to be here. I thought this was just a rehearsal. Man, I always do this. I always wait until the last minute to prepare these things. It's like this book that I have to do for our cabaret class. We've been giving the entire semester to do. It's this theater business notebook that we have to put all of this stuff in, like a theater company knowledge file, a complete list of audition songs and their appropriateness, a list of agents and casting directors, a theatrical glossary. A theatrical glossary? Really, Neil? So, all right, here we are. So, the whole thing is due on Monday, and I haven't done a thing. The great Neil Tracy's chomping at the bit for my book. My grading class is going to be shit without my book. Months and months have passed me by, and I haven't even tried. just to start to find some info I can list to assist with my book. My big transgression can be summed up in one pitiful confession. My name's David, and I'm a slacker. I've done everything in my power to avoid putting together this book, but I must be stopped or started. And you all can help me. If you hear a job that sounds right for you, just raise your hand. And please, don't be shy. I'm putting my life in those hands. So raise them. Someone needs to wake me up at 6 every day, take the keys to my place, pour some water in my face. If that doesn't work, then grab me by the hair, swing me over to my desk and chain me there. I may hate you, but I'll thank you for my book. I can't be trusted. I can't be trusted. Because if it were up to me, I would stay in bed till 3. I can't be trusted. I disappear, which is why I'm glad you trusty folks are here. Someone? Anyone? Morning wake-up patrol, do we have any takers? Come on, morning wake-up patrol! Come on! Anybody? Anybody? Yes, you? Awesome! We'll work out the details later. Cool. Okay, one down. Let's see what else. Oh yeah. Someone needs to come take my TV really soon. Bring a friend and a gun. Steal the cable box and run. Let me warn you, I will plead and I will beg. Not to mention, I'll be clinging to your leg. I may hurt you, but I'll thank you for my book. I can't be trusted. I can't be trusted. Because if it were up to me, I would marry my TV. Are you disgusted? Most people are. God only knows how I have gotten through school so far. Anyone strong enough to carry my TV? Anyone strong enough to carry my TV and kick me off at the same time?
I'll try.
Awesome! Thank you so much. Good luck. It's not as if I start my day intending to shirk. Shirk is what I do with shirk to spare. Others are blessed with an addiction to their work. Me, I'm addicted to computer solitaire. Oh, that reminds me. Someone needs to come over and delete every stupid, mind-sucking game that's found its way onto my computer. Who's gonna be? Who doesn't do that? You! Mac or PC?
Mac.
No, at least. Thank you. Okay, I think I'm done. Okay, I lied. There's one more thing. Oh God, this one really hurts. Someone needs to confiscate my phone right away. Call and cancel my plan. Flush my cell phone down the can. Once the deed is done, start running for your life. From the heartbeat with that turkey carving knife. If I catch you, I will kill you. But I'll thank you for my book. I can't be trusted. I can't! I've spent the past few weeks watching Buffy and Twin Peaks. I can't be trusted. Don't even try. I will stall, I will lie, but I promise you that I can't be trusted. Cannot be trusted. Though I could teach a class in and work. Sure, my success is not my email address. Tie me down, move me to another town, hide my credit cards and cash, drink my gin, smoke my stash. Remember having hurting you or killing you, giving you my neighbor. Just look that you're gonna get a huge emphatic thank you in my. Oh my God, I can't imagine actually completing it. With your help, I just might do it. I need that. I need that.
fumbling. Wanna say, let's prepare. Here I go, fumbling. With my freeze ray, I will stop the world. With my freeze ray, I will find the time to find the words to. I've always used my camera as my freeze ray, freezing memories and moments in time and capturing these pieces of my life to look back on. I grew up as a military brat, and so every few years my family would completely move to another part of the country. So a lot of my memories growing up come from these pictures and home videos. I couldn't tell you what my first 5 bedrooms looked like, but I will always remember singing VeggieTales with my brother in the second grade talent show. I've spent the past 4 years pretty much making videos of everything, and maybe that's obnoxious, but 20 years from now, I'll be able to look back and remember doing the time warp junior year and completely bullshitting our way through it, and Nancy loved it. I've met all sorts of great people, but you can't freeze time. You have to live in each moment.
Yeah.
Let's take a better look beyond a storybook and learn our souls are all we own before we turn to stone. Let's go to sleep with clear heads and hearts too big to fit our beds. And maybe we won't feel so alone before we turn to stone. And if you wait for someone else's hand, then you will surely fall down. And if you wait for someone else's hand, you'll fall, you'll fall. I know that I am nothing new. There's so much more than me and you. But brother, how we must atone before we turn to stone. To stone.
Rub yourself. Oh, I missed this one. Hi, everybody. Hi, Elaine. How are you? I really did that. Oh, shit. Fucking slideshow. Oh, It's really, I know. Hi everybody. I have a reputation for being late. See, my problem is I don't give a fuck. Sometimes. Now, although I like to think that this is my greatest superpower of all time. If you haven't noticed, this is a cabaret about superpowers, special skills, if you get it, empowerment, yes. So, although I like to think this is my greatest superpower of all time, life has taught me otherwise. Simply not giving a fuck just adds to all the problems you never really gave a fuck about. And before you know it, you've got a huge pile of problems on your back trying to fuck you from behind. No, thank you, I'm a virgin. Here's the thing. Growing up was a completely different story. I used my superpower ability to its fullest. Some of you might know that I'm from LA, and none of that Hollywood bullshit. I'm talking about East LA, like the hood, you know, Mexicans, everywhere. You get it. Stool, nope. Thank you, Owen Robbins. Usually not. Now, I grew up with a lot of adversity in my life that I never really gave a fuck about. And I didn't have a lot of places to turn to. So, as you can imagine, I just didn't really bother with any of the macho shitheads or like being Catholic or any of these like crazy things that were trying to mold me. And instead, I watched a lot of Sex in the City. On nights like this, when the world's a bit amiss and the lights go down across the ratchet hood, I get down, I feel high and feel on the verge of going mad. And it's time to punch the clock. I think of my heroes, like Carrie Bradshaw, big city girl doing what she wants. Suddenly I'm determined to be just like her, living in New York and having lots of sex. I look back on where I've come, look at the gay boy I've become, and the strangest things seem suddenly routine. Sex in the City heals the pain, those bitches are so fabulous. I want to be just like them. I think of my heroes, like Carrie Bradshaw, big city girl doing what she wants. Suddenly I'm determined to be just like her and move to New York City too. And so I did it. I like to think that I got out of the hood, and it was because I never gave a fuck. And if any of you think that I'm gonna not give a fuck now or give two fucks, you can try and tear this little boy down from the hood! I was born on the other side, in a town called LA. Made it over the Great Divide. Now I'm coming for you. There you go, Shelby. Enemies and adversaries, oh, they try and tear me down. You owe me, baby, I dare you. Try and tear me down. Now, what I was saying before, on October 15th, 1991, a gay and fabulously flamboyant but awkward gay boy was born. Yes, me. Yes, I believe that. Thank you. Now, torn down by tradition and shame and all the other crap in his life, he chose to move across the country. And he landed in a strange city. That was not New York, but instead Philadelphia. Welcome. Torn down by the adversity in his life, this boy chose not to give a fuck. And if you think you can tear this boy down, you must remember one thing. Ain't much of a difference, oh, between you and I might be more of a crazy bitch, but being basic just sucks. Adversaries only try and tear me down. You want me, baby, I dare you. Try and tear me down. Enemies and adversaries, they try and tear me down. Oh, you want me, baby, I dare you. Try to tear me down. Come on in, tear me down. Chelsea, Chloe, Claire, Madison, come on! Peter Pan is so cool. Seriously though, ever since I was a kid, it didn't matter which version of Peter Pan it was, I considered him to be a superhero. Because he fought the bad guy and saved everyone. He never had to grow up and he could fly, which I have always wanted to do. Now, as I started growing up, I realized that you can't actually fly. And it's okay to grow up. And even though I am scared shitless of the future, I'm also really excited because the friendships I've made and the skills here that I've acquired, they have taught me how to fly. Let me run through a field in the night. Let me lift from the ground till my soul is in flight. Let me sway like the shade of a tree. Let me swirl like a cloud in a storm on the sea. And I'll start to soar. Watch me rain till I pour. I'll catch a ship that'll sail me straight. Get caught in a wind, I'll just have to obey till I'm flying I don't wave rolling on. What a drift to the path I'll be traveling upon before I'm gone. What?
Hi, my name's Tori, and I'm gonna sing a song.
What are you doing?
Steven.
What are you? Fuck, Tori, you look like shit. You look really bad. I forgot.
He's not wrong. Okay, alright, let me just...
Oh my god.
Yep. Who needs shoes? And... Alright. Hi, my name's Tori Bentz. What's yours? I've changed a lot during my time here. I used to be painfully shy, and I was afraid of speaking up because I was afraid of being disliked, I guess. So I depended on people to speak for me, and I wasn't very happy. So I made the distinct decision to stop being the damsel in distress and to start acting like a superhero. To do and wear and just kind of be what makes me happy. And I will inevitably, butt heads with somebody along the way, but I think it's better to leave your mark than to go through life without changing anybody else's. Regrets collect like old friends, here to relive your darkest moments. I can see no way, I can see no way. And all of the ghouls come out to play, and every demon wants its pound of flesh. But I like to keep some things to myself. I like to keep my issues strong. It's always darkest before the dawn. And I've been a fool and I've been blind. I can never leave the past behind. I can see no way, I can see no way. I'm always dragging that horse around. Our love was pastured such a mournful sound. Tonight I'm gonna bury that
beautiful corn. What beautiful, beautiful corn. I've said it before and I'll say it again. What beautiful corn. Didn't quite see that very nice. So, when I say Muncie, Indiana, what do you think?
Nowhere.
Thanks, Brian. When I say Muncie, Indiana, what do you think of?
The Midwest. Midwest.
You're from Chicago.
Yes.
Okay. It's the state next to you.
I know.
Okay.
Farmers.
Thanks so man. What do you think of?
Corn.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to show you a little video about what they want you to think Muncie, Indiana is. Traffic, yeah. So it's like, what the fuck, right? So, I'm from Muncie, America's hometown, but I never felt at home in it. So 4 years ago, I packed my bags and I put myself through school here. And now I'm all packed again. And I've packed my life into one suitcase for the next year. And I'm about to travel the country. And I haven't found my home yet, but I have found home, bits and pieces of home, in the inspirational people that I've met here. I'm sitting in the railway station, got a ticket for my destination. On the tour of one-night stands, my suitcase and guitar in hand, and every step is neatly planned for a poet and a one-man band. Homeward bound, I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping home, where my music's playing home, where my love life's waiting silently for me. Every day is an endless stream of cigarettes and magazines. And each town looks the same to me, the movies and the factories. And every stop and space I see reminds me that I long to be homeward bound. I wish I was homeward bound. Home, where my thoughts escaping home, where my music's playing home, where my love life's waiting silently for me. Silently for me.
To all you Star Wars fans out there, may the Fourth be with you. So I was home with my family a while back, and I came across this high school yearbook, Ocean Township High School. That's the school I went to. I've never seen this book before in my life. So naturally, I am concerned, so I start thumbing through it, and I find this picture of myself. Nancy, you wanna see that? What does that say?
Robert.
Right, it looks like me, right?
It does, but the time period's all wrong.
Yeah, right. And you didn't smoke David's weed, right? So you're like... She's not hallucinating, right? It does look like me though, right?
Is it your dad?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. So I start freaking out thinking I'm in the episode of The Twilight Zone. And Nancy, again, what year is that? Is that
1971.
1971. This is my dad's high school yearbook. He went to the same high school as me. And so all my life, my aunts and uncles and my dad's friends have been telling me I look like my dad, and I never thought that was true, but now I fucking know that they weren't kidding. Thank you, Nancy. Hands again for everybody. But looking alike my dad isn't the only thing that we have in common. We have the same sense of humor, we have the same philosophies and beliefs about life, and he's been an extremely important teacher to me. He's taught me to think for myself and to always do the right thing for no other reason than it was the right thing. To dream the impossible dream. To fight the unbeatable foe. To bear with unbearable sorrow. To run where the brave dare not go. To right the unrightable wrong. To love pure and chaste from afar. To try when your arms are too weary. To reach the unreachable star. This is my quest, to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right, without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. All my life I've strived to achieve the goals and ideals of the quest. And thanks to the teachings of my father, I feel confident that those ideals are now part of the fabric of my being. This is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right, without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true
Anonymous. My name is Mary McIntosh, and I'm accident prone.
Hi, Mary.
Hi. Since coming here, I have sprained my finger by punching a wall in my sleep. I have gotten a concussion and had to relearn how to walk and talk. And I choked on a kiwi and had a near-death experience. But despite all this, I'm a survivor. And I won't give up hope. I'll keep singing as I'm limping. I'll keep singing. I get knocked down, but I get up again. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. Go on and break my head and leave the light long there. That's never gonna bury me yet. So go on and hand me a lozenge, but if it's got menthol, my throat will close up 'cause I'm allergic. You better believe I'm allergic. Ow, oh, bruise, toenail surgery. Ow, sprained my ankle, bruised my knee. Concussion. Ow, Devontae Wells. Here comes I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
Damn it, Ellen! Where she was going?
I just got yelled at by a 7-year-old doing the Music Man because my cough is too loud. And it's not like I'm doing this for attention. I don't mean to. I'm trying to fly under the radar, just like most superheroes who want to keep their identities a secret. After all, that is why I act. But I am in love with some very interesting characters. And after years of hiding, I'm finally ready to get what I want. Run away with me. Let me be your ride out of space. You can use my tauntaun to hide. We can make our lives on the go. Run away with me. All the wrong sunsets are cool. We'll be on the run like Obi-Wan. Where's he gone? Yes, you're ready. Oh my God! Get the destroyer and throw me the key. Run away with me. I know it's fast, but I'm in love with you. I know it's crazy, but I'm crazier for you. I have these plans, God, I have these plans of a house that we'll build on Naboo and we'll run away. We'll ride out of space. You can use my tauntaun to hide. We can make our lives on the go. Run away with me. Tatooine heat watches. On the road like some Ewok song. Won't be long. Yes, you're ready. Let's go anywhere. Get the ship packed and throw me as we run away. Let me run out of space. Run away with me. Rush our dreams, here we come. Jar Jar Binks get shot up by Jango Fett. Now we're set. Yes, we're ready. Let's go. Say the word and I'm already
Sometimes I wonder where I've been, who I am, do I fit in, make believe it's hard alone, out here on my own. We're always proving always reaching for the rising star to guide me far and shine me home out here on my own. When I'm down and feeling blue, I close my eyes so I can be with you. Oh, baby, be strong for me. Baby, belong to me. Help me need you. Alright, most of you guys know me not because of what I did to that girl and stuff, but me. You know me as the silly, fun-loving, caring, but a bit of a bitch, Devontae. But what you don't know is that I'll write it in my journal. But what you don't know, it's supposed to be serious. You ruined it. What you don't know is that I actually had a rough childhood. Elementary school was actually a rough time for me. I attended a predominantly all-white school, and I was one of the only African-American males in that school. So most of the time, I was by myself. I didn't really have, friends to go over to their house and have slumber party. Not slumber party. It's gay. No, gay. Anyway, you get the idea. So, Alright, so I didn't really, have those fun things to do after school. So a lot of time I was on my own, and I spent a lot of time by myself, being an only child, crying, and I would act out just to get attention, and I was misunderstood. And it was a lonely, lonely time of my life, and I felt like I just had to get out of this place, because I was in hell. And by place, I'm talking about Louisville, Kentucky, which most of you people may think of Louisville or Kentucky in general as a country. Not a country, a country, in the country. Yeah, in the country. As in the country. But I actually lived in a city, not a dirt road. I didn't grow up on a farm where I'd sing a country song like this. Baby, lock the door and turn the lights. Put some music on that's soft and slow. Hell no, I had bigger dreams than that. Well, I could be a country star if I wanted to. But I actually had dreams to performing. I actually fell in love performing when my brother would take me to go see the Nutcracker every year, though I suck in ballet. But I had aspirations to perform. And it found it interesting that despite me believing in myself, that a lot of my peers and my teachers actually set limits to where they thought I could go. So I felt like I had to prove them wrong. And I wasn't gonna let them hold me down. started to dream a life where things went my way. I followed my heart, my soul, despite what others say. And all I needed was chance and time to let the star inside me shine, and wait for the day I can say I'm a star on the fountain. I spent a few years finding who I am, and for starters, I'm a bass. I also found my voice and moves along the way, but not in ballet. And a personality that'll knock you dead, and unfortunately sometimes in the head. Sorry, Mary. Till I'm a star on Broadway. You like that? So, I've been pushing myself and doing what I need to do to get myself on track and actually having confidence in myself so I can reach my goals. And I'm actually proud of how far I've come today, despite the people who have doubted me and how far I have to look forward to go. So in front of you guys today, I would like to introduce the new me. Well, not the new me, but me today. Now that I've shared. What? Anyway, now that I've shared a piece of me with you. So this last little section of a song, I just need you guys to just clap along like this with me. When things are fine, nice to meet you, and I tell you, baby, look around, there's a whole lot of pretty ladies, but none like you shine so bright, yeah. And I was wondering if you and me could spend a minute on the floor, getting close, getting nice and pretty. I won't give up without a fight. I just wanna, ooh, baby, yeah. I just want you to dance with me tonight. So come on, ooh, oh, baby, yeah. I just want you to dance with me tonight. Always believe in yourself.
Now it's only me and you, with no one to tell us what to do. What do we do? We don't have much time left here in the arts bank, so we're gonna treasure Miss Claire and Chloe do it. I'll be the only chance night to enjoy the cigarettes. Ow! Damn it, Chloe. Secondary characters are singing a song while our friends are snacking off stage. It was their idea to bring us along, and now we're hijacking this page of the script. We're equipped to steer the ship till the shit ends. By the end of this song, ding, we best friends. You know, I don't think I have ever felt crazier than I have in my 4 years here.
Yeah, really, being a theater major has sort of made us all bug out a little bit and do things that under normal circumstances we probably would have never done.
Right, like the time when I was like, Chloe,
And then you were like, I will say the one thing that has kept us relatively sane have been our friends.
our friends have stuck with us through it all, even when we're being nosy and insufferable and annoying.
Sorry about that.
Regardless, our friends have been our family here and have helped us reach new heights.
Sometimes even make us feel like we're superhuman. With superpowers. Superpower. It's when we've gone through the real tough emotional shit that we've discovered who our true friends really are. I want to apologize for any weirdness.
Me too, it can be really scary being a senior.
I bet.
I'll bet you bet.
I do. I bet.
And I also want to say that after all we've been through, I'm so glad we met.
I feel the same way, baby.
Secondary characters are calling the shots while the guys are being starting the waves. We've been left in charge of it all while the plots unfold and like the Lord of the Rings.
superhero stories when you really get to see their humanity. I mean, you know, that part of the movie or whatever where nothing's going right and everything's just going to shit and they feel like they don't have any friends and that, you know, maybe, just maybe, they made the wrong decision with their life. Or, you know, as I like to call it, senior years. So. You know, I think I speak for a lot of the seniors when I say that there's this idea that you have that when you get to senior year, you're supposed to have everything figured out and it's all good and you're calm all the time, and I can tell you that is not the case. I just know that we're on this train that can't stop. And, you know, maybe we don't know where it's going, but we are all going on this train together. Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a drop. And some nights I wish that my lips could